Welcome to today's video, the very first installment in a series I like to call WIGNDIGSO. When in God's name did I get so old? This will be a video series that will look back on the things from my childhood, hopefully your childhood too, that looking at them now makes you think, when in God's name did I get so old? So we'll be looking at things like music, movies, pop culture, any of those references from back in the day that looking at it now just makes you shake your head and wonder, where did the years go? So I figured, what better way to start off this series than with my favorite subject from my childhood, music, and in what I have always contested to be the greatest year in music releases, bar none. 1994. This year will be 30 years ago. I know, right? Where does the time go? But that being said, we look back and we see some very fantastic album releases that all turn 30 this year. Which is why I had to do a wider shot like this, because I'm surrounded by some of those awesome albums from the year of 1994. So I just had to give a wider shot just so I could fit them all on the screen. So here's a fun little game you can play. YouTube now offers a pinch and zoom feature where when you pause the video, you can pinch and zoom in to get a closer view of a frame in the video. If you pause at any point during this video, see how many of the albums around me you can identify. Drop your answers in the comments. We'll see if anybody can guess all of them. It's not too hard of a game. So I do plan to talk about all the albums that are around me, but I'm going to do it throughout the year on the dates which they were released. So on their 30-year anniversaries, you should see a video for each one of these albums pop up. So make sure that you're subscribed and that you've checked that notification bell so that you get notifications whenever I upload new videos. So with that being said, we're going to start off this long stroll down memory lane with a release from January 25th of 1994, Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies. So this little album, and I do mean little album, 7 tracks, which technically makes this an extended play or an EP, Jar of Flies was the first EP to go to number 1 on the US Billboard charts. Now, somewhat of a departure from the album that precedes this EP, which was Dirt in 1992, Jar of Flies is much more stripped down, acoustic, almost an unplugged type of sound to it, which gives it a whole different kind of moody vibe. Definitely a direction that suited the band. Now, the objective with this video series is not to go down a very long review of each one of these albums, or if I do a movie or something like that. It's basically just to kind of touch on it, share some stories, and just basically refresh your memory of something that you may have forgotten about that is still out there and will make you feel very old. So, truth be told, this is not an album that I had in my collection in 1994, or even 95 or 96 for that matter. I had Dirt, and I had the self-titled album, The Three-Legged Dog, both the albums that came before and after this one. But this Jar of Flies, I knew the singles off of it with No Excuses and Stay Away, but I never had this one in my giant book of CDs. I'm going to have to find that book. I still have that book around somewhere. I'll have to show it to you. So this is one of the CD books that we had sitting around the house. Unfortunately, in here, it's big old. You used to carry this in the car. It has a little handle, like carry it like a suitcase. But this one's pretty much empty. There's another one around the house somewhere. I mean, this one had a few in there, but what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 per page, and you have that many pages. You can fit quite a few CDs in there. But yeah, I had to carry these things around with us everywhere. But hey, it's still around the house. So, and there's another one floating around here somewhere. It's got more stuff in it, but only one I could find right now. So, yeah. So this is one that I kind of more discovered it as a whole later on in life. So it was nice being able to, pick it up for the nostalgic factor of the songs that I knew, but then kind of rediscovering these songs that I kind of only heard in passing. And it's an amazing collection of songs. Not super heavy, but it's got kind of a heavy feel to it. Like emotionally, they're like pretty heavy songs, pretty dark sounding. But the guitar work on it is beautiful. The harmonies are fantastic. It's a very well recorded EP. It just sounds, the dynamics on this are just amazing. So if you have not heard Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains, highly recommend that you take a listen, whether you're my age and you grew up around this era, or you're younger and you haven't had a chance to really discover Alice in Chains. This is a good place to start. Now, as of the time of recording this video, there has been an announcement by Alice in Chains of something to do with Jar of Flies. It's just recently popped up here in the last couple days. So as of the time of recording, I don't know any more than that. But who knows, by the time that this video reaches you, there could be an announcement that they're re-releasing this, because it's been out of print on vinyl for a while and it's gotten very expensive. So I know the market would really appreciate having a repress of this. So be on the lookout if you're watching this video and it's somewhere around that, late January of 2024. Get done with this video and then go Google Jar of Flies and see if something comes up, if there's been a re-release, because I'm pretty sure we should be expecting one. So that is about all I have to say about Jar of Flies for today. January 25th, 1994, 30 years ago. WIGNDIGSO, people. WIGNDIGSO. So yeah, just a quick look back at a great EP. It's kind of fitting that we start off with a short EP before we get into full-length albums. But like I said before, everything you see behind me and to the sides of me, this is all stuff that turns 30 this year. I know you feel old, don't you? So again, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications when the new videos pop up. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the button down there. You know where it's at. And if you have anything to say, leave it in the comments section. Don't forget the pinch and zoom game. See how many of the 1994 albums you can name in the comments. And if you have a friend that you think might enjoy this video, share it with them. Any little bit helps. So there you have it, everybody. The very first installment, I'm going to call it Season 1, Episode 1 of WIGNDIGSO. When in God's name did I get so old? And I'm pretty sure, if memory serves correctly, the next album up off of this wall for a quick look back is the one right over my shoulder here. So that'll do it for today, guys. But I appreciate you stopping by. Keep coming back for the future installments of WIGNDIGSO, and we'll see you next time. Keep them spinning.